Hello everybody, my name is Griffin, talking to you guys from Rishi Outpost, and today I am going to be reviewing the first story arc in the new Star Wars comic published by Marvel, titled The Destiny Path. This arc was written by Charles Soule, who has written several great Star Wars comics, such as the Darth Vader series, which ran in 2017 and 2018, and the Lando miniseries that was published in 2015. Overall, I thought the first arc of this series was pretty solid. We get to see what the main characters are all up to right after the Empire Strikes Back. Luke grapples with whether or not Vader is really his father and what that means for his destiny, and he's also searching for a new lightsaber. It's really cool to see these two threads fleshed out for him, because at the end of episode 5, Luke has no lightsaber and is reeling from the reveal of Vader being his father, but in Return of the Jedi, he has a new saber, and although he still wonders if Vader was lying or not, he seems to have made peace with the implications either way by that film. Leia is trying to rally the rebellion and figure out how to help rescue Han from Boba Fett, who still hasn't delivered him to Jabba yet. I like seeing this because it shows more of Leia's personal side. It makes sense that she is taking on the lead rescuing Han based on where their relationship is after episode 5. Lando goes back to Cloud City to free Loba and try to force the Empire to give up Cloud City. We see that he really does have a heart of gold, which is something that we understand in the original trilogy, but is really getting fleshed out in this series. I really like where this comic took each of these story threads. There's a lot of off-screen developments between The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, and I think this comic is off to a good start at showing some of them. The new villain introduced in this arc, Commander Zara, seems interesting as well. She commands the Star Destroyer Tarkin's Will, which was damaged in the fallout of the destruction of the first Death Star. She refuses to repair the damage from that or anything else in order to remember the Imperials who were killed on the Death Star and strike fear into the rebellion. She even handpicked almost the entire crew of the ship to be manned by people who personally lost someone on the Death Star. Seeing an Imperial other than Vader who has a very personal stake in the conflict is pretty cool, and I'm looking forward to seeing where her story goes as well. I really liked how smoothly the plot of this comic picks up from The Empire Strikes Back. The characters are all moving forward right from where they left off, and the rebels are trying to find a way to regroup after they were forced to flee their base during the Battle of Hoth. It seamlessly blends in new elements like Commander Zara and the High Republic base, along with old elements like Verla from Soule's Vader series, and fits it all together really well to make a good story that has me excited for what happens next. The only aspect of this arc that I didn't really like was the so-called turbo laser cordon, where a fleet of Imperial ships all fire the guns from all of their ships to block out a whole area of space so that rebels can't escape. It doesn't really make sense based on how ship guns are supposed to lose power, so this shouldn't be a viable strategy from my interpretation of the lore, and it also looks pretty silly in the comics, so it doesn't really seem like it was worth bending the lore for. But other than that, the rest of the action in the comic was pretty standard stuff. Nothing really stood out, and I'm hoping future issues might show off some more battles between the Empire and Rebellion. This comic really added a cool piece of lore to the universe, which was in the final issue. Luke faces off with what seems to be the remnant of the Force spirit of the Grand Inquisitor from Star Wars Rebels. The Grand Inquisitor was forced by Darth Vader to protect this High Republic base from intruders, and so while true life after death is only supposed to be achievable for followers of the light side in Star Wars, I thought it was a cool fate for the Grand Inquisitor because it was more like being damned to hell with being commanded by Vader to basically attack anyone who comes, and then to be ridiculed by Vader when he fails to protect the place. And it shows a unique way of manipulating the Force with the dark side. Other than the bizarre turbo laser cordon panels, which just looked like an elementary schooler scribbled on the page, the art in this comic was pretty decent. It's definitely on the higher end of Star Wars comics overall recently, and there were never any panels that were drawn or colored badly other than those. So overall, it was pretty nice to look at. Well, that's all I have for you guys this time. Let me know what your thoughts are about the Destiny Path in the comments below. And as always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and thank you for watching, and may the Force be with you.